everyone, and welcome back to Emkin Gardening. It is a beautiful early spring day and we are outside in our garden. It feels so great to be finally outside in nature. The weather is really nice. I'm only in a sweatshirt. So we are going to tackle our first really early spring chore, and that is involving our fruit trees. Not all of them, just the stone fruit ones. So that is our peach tree and our 2 cherry trees. All of our stone fruit trees suffer from peach leaf curl and canker. So peach leaf curl affects the leaves and the blossoms. And what happens is the fungal disease kind of turns it into almost a blistery look. So it'll turn coloration and it really affects the leaf. It doesn't really affect the fruit, but because the leaves are affected with this fungal disease, the leaves are not able to pull in as much nutrients, which can affect the fruit production of the tree. Our trees have been affected for a while and we've been treating it. There really isn't a cure for peach leaf curl, except for the tree eventually dying if it gets so bad and you have to remove the tree completely. So before that happens, we're going to just be treating the symptoms as best we can on our peach and our cherry trees so we can get as much longevity out of the trees as possible. Our peach tree was so bountiful last year and we did this exact same treatment that we're going to be doing today on it. So hopefully we are as successful, even if it is kind of an off year. Peaches go up and down kind of like our other fruit. So even if it isn't as bountiful, hopefully we can at least treat some of the symptoms. We have already done the mature cherry tree that's in the front yard. So we're going to be kind of demonstrating what we are going to be doing with our smaller trees in the backyard. All right, so we use a 1-gallon spray pump. We got it off of Amazon. We'll link it down below. But this is plenty for the 3 trees that we have, even with the mature cherry tree in the front yard. As you can see, we've already used quite a bit on that big mature tree, but 1 gallon is plenty for us for all 3 of our trees. So in this 1-gallon pump sprayer, we have 2 products. And I'm so sorry everyone, it looks like our audio cut out here, but I'm just explaining the first one. This is an all-season horticultural dormant oil. So for our peach tree, these trees are in dormancy right now, so it's one of the greatest times to do this treatment. And you want to make sure that you are spraying them when the buds are still dormant, meaning they're not bulbs yet, they're not kind of puffing up ready to pop yet. So that's the perfect time to do this dormant horticultural spray for the peach leaf curl. And then the second product is a copper fungicide. This is really going to hit the canker that we have. I'm explaining here that our trees do suffer from canker, and canker is very kind of gross looking. It affects wounds on the tree. It's bacterial, so it is contagious. And what ends up happening is a wound will be caused on the branches, and it's almost kind of like this sap type material, very sticky. It's called bleeding from the tree, and it will come from these cracks and wounds in your fruit trees. So canker is, like I said, very contagious, so this copper fungicide is going to really, really help with the preventative measures for the canker that is hopefully not affecting your trees, but are with us. Peach leaf curl and canker affects all 3 of our stone fruit trees, so having both of these products with that 1 gallon of water in our pump sprayer really helps prevent as much of the bacterial and fungus as we absolutely can. And these products are in a concentrate, so that's why we need to mix them in with our pump sprayer. So you can spray your trees 3 times a year. The first one is done in the really early spring, late winter, which is what we're doing right now. The second one is mid-season, And the third one is in the fall when all the leaves have fallen. That's the second time that we do it as well. So we skip that middle chunk. And if you were to skip all of them, the most important one to do is this first one in the very late winter before all the growth starts happening. That's the most important time to do it. So with the Dormant spray, the measurements are a little bit different than when you do it mid-season. So just read the directions. It explains everything on the back. Both of these products are from Bonide. We use all of their products and they are good for organic gardening. Both of them have the good for organic gardening symbol on the bottom, so we know we're being safe in the world with living things around us. So we have in our 1 gallon pump, we have 2.5 ounces of the horticultural oil and 2 ounces of the copper fungicide, all mixed in. And again, we have already done our big mature cherry tree, but we're going to show you the other two. When we spray it, we're going to really saturate the entire tree, all sides of the branches. We're going to do the trunk, and we're also going to get the soil around because the fungus and bacteria can really live in the soil. They overwinter in the soil, in the bark, in the branches, and in the buds. So getting it all in there. But I wanted to show you a close-up of what this canker looks like so you can see kind of what we're dealing with and why it's a really big deal to try to get rid of it so it doesn't spread to other stone fruits in the area. So come check this out. All right, so the bulk of our canker is actually at the base of our tree right here. And the wound that is here bleeds out a lot, and it turns into this really jelly substance. Now again, this is very bacterial and fungus ridden, so when we dispose of this, we're going to be wiping it up as best we can and putting it in a bag and throwing it away. You don't want to ever cut off infected tree branches and then put them in a compost bin because they will spread to other places. So we're going to scrape this up and try to really scrape and clean off the wound as well. Again, this happens every year with this tree, so this is not new to us, but it's kind of how we've been taking care of it. If we ever see bleeding like this going on in tree branches like we did last year, we will literally cut off that entire tree branch to try to minimize the damage. Unfortunately, the biggest amount of canker bleeding is coming from the base of this tree, so we can't really cut it off. So we're going to scrape and try to clean it up as much as possible and make sure that we are disposing of it properly. But it is super gross and very jelly-like. So this is the canker, and we're going to first try to clean this up, and when we spray, we're really going to spray this area to try to minimize the spreading. All right, we're going to clean it up. Ready to spray. We scooped up everything and some of the dirt around it. We have put the pups in the house just in case. We just don't want them sprayed directly with it. But we're going to start at the base for right now and really soak up all of this, saturating the trunk and the ground with it. And then we're going to jump back up, go from top to the base of the trunk again. We're not going to be too worried about the tippy top of this tree because we are going to prune all of that in our normal pruning because we like keeping this tree topped off for sun purposes. But so like the mid to the trunk, we're going to spray all of these branches all the way around, trying to hit everything. and then hopefully we have a successful fruit year again. So here we go. But necessary early spring, late winter project that we did. We don't really have a lot of wind, but it was super easy to just spray every inch of this tree to make sure it's like dripping with this mixture. The other thing too is you kind of want to look in the forecast and make sure there's not any rain coming up in the next 24 hours. That way it gives all of the branches and the trunk and the soil time to dry prior to rain coming and washing off all of this protective stuff. So we're going to put both of these down below. You can check them out if you are hopefully not seeing this on your fruit trees. But if you are, we can put these products down below for you to check out, as well as the pump sprayer. We have a 2-gallon one, I believe, or another 1-gallon one. I'm not sure, for our BT spray for our super petunias. So the pump sprayers are super easy to just pump and spray. Really efficient, especially in a small garden. We don't have a lot to spray. So this is the project. Hopefully it gives us a really big fruit production. We hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Give us a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to Emkin Gardening. All of our beginning spring chores are about to start. So don't miss out, so you can come along with us. Have a great day. Bye. We'll see you in the next video.